I am Linden Swift. I'm one of several Republican candidates for in the New Hampshire primary election, which will be held January the 10th. And I know, and you know, that the chances of the oldest candidate, I do hope to celebrate or continue celebrating my 82nd birthday in New Hampshire, and being underfunded and being near the last on the ballot, the chances of me winning that are probably not real good. Possible, of course, but you need to set a secondary goal in all your endeavors, and mine would be to finish well, close to just immediately behind the first tier of candidates if I do not win, and that I would surpass the 362 votes that Al Sharpton got in a previous election, and then maybe I'd end up with a TV show. That would be good, and so that's a worthwhile secondary hope. If I am selected as the Republican winner there, and on and win at the national convention, which would require another miracle, I'd certainly consider Herman Cain as my vice presidential office holder. After all, if President Obama received close to 10 million racist type votes in the 2008 election, and he's half black, surely Herman would bring me twice that many because he's all black. So just a campaign thought, and of course I'd have to win a couple of areas before we get to that point. On the personal level, I have 2 wonderful children and 6 grandchildren. In the work area, I started working as a paper boy when I lived with a sister in Illinois when I was 12 years old. At 13, I was living in Indianapolis, the south side of Indianapolis, and worked as a helper on a bread truck, and followed that with a stint on a dairy farm, probably lasted close to 2 years, and had several other jobs. My junior and senior year in high school, I worked as a night janitor in a department store in downtown Indianapolis, and had to catch the bus each way to get there, and back home. And I'm sure the long hours I put in there had an effect on my grades in high school. But certainly my grades are available if anybody would be interested in looking at them, both there and in the period of time that I went to college. So no secrets. And Herman would be a help to my campaign, I'm sure. And I joined the Air Force at age 21 during the Korean War. Served 4 years in the Air Force. When I got out of there, I joined the Indiana State Police in the data processing and communication areas, and probably my most notable accomplishment there was helping on what became the law enforcement system used by all the police agencies in the state of Indiana. Wrote the first operations manual for that system, and here some 40 years later is still in use, although it's been modified to account for changes in computerization. But quite an accomplishment to get that done at that time. I followed my 21-year, or close to 21-year career with the state police, with close to 10 years with the Indiana Department of Welfare, where I worked in the data processing area, and made some worthwhile efforts there, and ended my state government service with about another 10 years with the Indiana Department of Correction, where I ended as director of the communications effort, and had some luck in upgrading their communication system to a much better 800 megahertz system. So kind of pleased with that. In politics, I served over 20 years as a precinct committeeman in Hendricks County, Indiana. I served 1 term on the Hendricks County Council, and was an active helper in the campaigns of several friends. So that probably winds up the political thing. My memberships would be with the Plainfield Christian Church, the Scottish Rite, the Masonic Lodge, and the Elks Lodge. And some of my intentions as the campaign goes on, and certainly if I should end up being selected as your president, would be that I will neither solicit nor accept donations before the National Convention. I'd work to balance the budget and pay down debt. I'd fire the 30 czars that President Obama has us taxpayers paying for without letting us know what in the world they're doing. I probably, since I'm not married, would not need the 20+ people that Mrs. Obama has to help her do whatever it is that she does. And so I think the end result would be millions of dollars in savings in the White House if you put me in there. I would not accept the Nobel Peace Prize in my first term in office. I might in my second term, kind of depending on how things go. I'd work to stop illegal immigration and the anchor baby scam. I'd work at developing oil production and get us out of this bind that we're in the energy level. I would only appoint conservative members to boards and the courts, and I'll be presenting other thoughts on the commentary I write 5 days a week. The address is on your screen, so if you'd look at that on a continuing basis, well, you could see what my thoughts are on other areas that I haven't covered today. So I'll close for now just by saying, God bless America, and please God, grant us a good president in the 2012 election.